You good?
I'm great.
We got my boy Marquee in here.
That's good.
Right, client interview. I'm super excited for this. So, um, first of all, welcome, bro. Welcome to the retreat, and welcome to this client interview. I'm excited to do this with you. Start just kind of introduce yourself. Tell people what you do, who you are.
Sure. I'm Marquee. I'm a music producer and audio engineer from Northern Virginia. My main passion, what I do is I help artists turn their unfinished demos into professional sounding songs. I love being a vessel to help artists tell their story. Like whether it's them sharing their life, whether it's just something where they just want to make feel good music that maybe is not the most lyrical, but it's still something that makes people feel good. You know, like my goal is to help artists feel comfortable telling their stories, sharing their emotions, and just really just being a vessel to help artists and creatives just be able to tell their story.
Okay, that's tough. I love that. So, before you started working with me, we kind of had interesting interaction on social media, actually, because I think you came from one of my ads, but like a while ago, like definitely over a year or so before we started actually working together. And to be honest, usually when people come from my ads, like I get a lot of followers from ads, I don't ever follow back, but I followed you back. I remember because I was like, because I've been seeing you pop up because your content's great. You present yourself really well on social, so you're one of the people. Honestly, one of the leads that I remember I kept in the pipeline of like, I definitely want to hit this guy up. So we've been following each other for a minute. And so when we did start to work together, it was like already over a year we'd been following each other. So just talk about before you started working with me, where were you at and what were you doing to try to grow your business?
So prior to us working together, I was really just trying to figure out how to get leads, get clients all by myself with just mixed results. I wanted to do the high ticket model, but I wasn't charging high ticket prices, and I just wasn't the client acquisition wise. I wasn't doing what you teach. It was a lot of cold DMs. It was a lot of relying on content to bring leads in, and also I was severely undercharging for what I do. So a lot of it really was just like I was introduced to the idea of high ticket through other coaches online first, but I didn't want to make the investment because I wasn't sure it was going to work. So a lot of it was really, let me see if I can piece everything together and try to figure it out by myself before hitting a breaking point where I realized I'm never going to get where I want if I just keep doing the same stuff over and over again and if I don't humble myself and accept help.
Okay. That's actually really interesting insight and helpful for me to know. So we were talking about it in the car ride on the way here, but you were saying you had so we'd followed each other for, let's call it a year. It was probably more. But you had said my videos had come up on YouTube. So what was it that was coming up for you from my end that made you like think, okay, I should probably like get help and maybe ask this guy for help?
So I know we were following each other on social media for a minute, and then your posts kept coming up, and then at some point I went to your YouTube channel and subscribed. I just went through some more of your content. At that point, I was still like on the fence of not working with you specifically, but I was on the fence of what I wanted to do career-wise, trying to figure out what do I want to do 9 to 5, and then what if I want to still continue pursuing music as a career. Near the breaking point of where I decided like I needed to reach out for help, your videos kept coming up, and like it was stuff that like it all of it provided value. All of it was stuff that like I knew I needed to do, but I knew like I needed to get more detailed, more specific information about. It is one thing just to hear the knowledge, another thing to apply it, and also on top of coaching, there's another way. Like what you do is you give really specific advice to everyone you work with. There was one video you posted. I don't want to draw a blank on it right now. There was one really specific video you posted that like made me realize like it's time to pull the trigger. I think it was I'm drawing a blank on it right now. But
if you don't think of it now, we'll go find it.
Yeah,
we'll find it for sure.
There was one really specific. There were two specific videos that like made me want to pull the trigger. One of them was actually your interview with Ange.
Okay.
There's another. I'm drawing a blank. But when I see it, I'll show you. But when you spoke to like what you said in that video, it really spoke to me. It was like it felt like it was calling me out directly.
Okay.
And then just won't go into it. There's stuff that happened work wise that made me realize that it's time for me to pull the trigger. It's time for me to stop walking away from my purpose of doing what I do as a producer. And if I want to help the people who I want to help, I need to accept help and actually like really just figure out this business side of things.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know that. And good for you, bro. For I know you're going through that. Like, what should I do? When really you always wanted to do the music thing, but I can understand the challenge of trying to do it by yourself. Obviously, I know that. And so good for you for going in on yourself, and just taking that leap. So when we worked together, like, we did things a little differently. I did a 4-day challenge with you. At the time, I was doing one-on-one challenges with people before they would hire me, right? And so you were one of the few people where I did that. What was it that made you decide in that time? November 21st was the day we decided to start working together, which was the end of the challenge. What made you decide, okay, I'm going to start working with Lee and I'm going to take this leap?
I see the level of detail you go into with helping people. Like you, it was a free challenge that you were doing, and it was free work, but there was so much value that was given just in that, and also even I wanted to see like how our personalities aligned, which is big. Because someone could have the exact same knowledge as you, but maybe their energy is just completely different. Maybe they explain things in a different way that maybe isn't as helpful for how the person learning receives it. You know, you explain it like in a way that like it makes sense to me, and I think our energies really align well too. Our energy and personality traits align really well.
I agree, for sure.
So then like you came out to me as like you're not just another coach. You're not someone online who's just trying to like, you know, work with someone just for their money. Like you really dive deep into caring about your clients, and also just on you and me, I do feel like our personalities just really line up very well.
Yeah, for sure.
So then that was like a complete no brainer. Like you know everything you're talking about. You know how to teach. Then also like we get along really well. You know.
Yeah.
So all of that combined just made it no brainer to like let me hire this guy.
That's dope. I appreciate that. I agree. We've done 2 songs this weekend, right? You're not going to be able to work on music with someone very well if the personality doesn't match. So, yeah, I agree with you on that for sure. Okay, and so what I want to know about in terms of us working together, the most important thing that I care about, like numbers are cool, like client results are cool, but to me the best is the transformation, right? Like the person, because at the end of the day, for me, if I can help people like make an impact in that way on themselves, that's what I care more about. So for you, like what's the experience been in terms of the growth you've seen in yourself since you and I have been working together?
A lot of the growth has been on the sales side of things. I try to teach myself sales just from like I knew like the outline of the model of like get clients, get them on calls, and try to sell to them. But I didn't know framework. I didn't understand any of that. I thought prior to getting more training on it, I thought it was literally just as simple as get them on a call. They're gonna buy. Ask them questions, but not the specific type of questions that you teach.
Right.
I thought when I was trying to figure it out on my own, I thought it was just as simple as that, get money, and that wasn't the case. A lot of what you taught me is like asking better questions, not just asking like generic or like just impersonal questions, and also like I need to go a lot deeper than just service level, and that stuff like I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. And that even like that helps even outside of like music and business, like that even helps how like I interact with other people as well, because that's something I wasn't self-aware of. That's how I was approaching like questions or certain conversations. So really like being able to dive in. One of the biggest things was just diving in deeper with sales and how to ask better questions, how to dive deeper, and how to really uncover what that lead or the artist needs.
That is huge. That's great. Looking forward into your business right now that we've started to develop these skills, and obviously we're going to continue to, but now that you've started to and now that you can see what's possible for you, we're in March right now, 2026. Like, what do your goals look like for the rest of this year?
The rest of this year, I want to be able to get to a point where I want to get to a point where I can leave my 9-to-5 job and be able to rely solely on income from music. I want to get to a point where I know I don't have to put my faith in terms of my income I don't want to rely on a company where they could care less about me. Like as soon as bills get tight for them, they can let go of me whenever they want, or I could just walk in the office one day, wear a shirt they don't like, and they say, "Hey, you're fired. You no longer work here." Um, we talked about it a bit earlier today, but like there's people, a lot of people think that the 9 to 5 route is the safest route, and business is not safe. But the reality is like there's no like true safe option. So I want to, if that's the case, I'd rather put my time and energy into building something that I'm passionate about versus working for a boss who could care less about if I can pay the bills next month. I want to walk away from this not only being able just to not outside even just income wise. Like I want to be able to impact the artists who I'm meant to impact. I want to be able to help them tell their stories, but I'm not going to be able to do that if I can't communicate with them in a way to say like, hey, maybe you don't even realize that you need this type of help, but like, I know the type of help that you need, and here's what we need to do. Here's how I can help you. I guess I want to walk away from this. One, being able to pay my bills, doing something that I actually love and am passionate about, but even more importantly, be able to have a long lasting impact on the artists, the clients, the creatives that I work with.
I love that. I love that you're talking about how you want your business to impact you, but then you right away said how you want it to impact others. That's great. That's great. Thank you for doing this, bro. Thanks for coming to this. Thanks for being a client and a friend. Thanks for doing this interview. And yeah, appreciate it. Like this has been amazing. What question, if you could ask me? I mean, we've obviously been talking a lot, and we talk every week. What question is coming to mind for you that you would want to ask me?
What What do you want your legacy to look like after like just you've helped so many creatives in their building their businesses, but what do you at the end of all of this? What do you want your legacy to be?
Good question. Well, I I used to want to be like this like legendary rapper when I started doing music when I was 17. Like I was like, yeah, I want to be like the best. Um, but it changed. It changed a lot. Like I remember when I hit my first 20K month, like that took me in my story I say 7 months, but really it took 13 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, shit, it was hard just to get to this point. It took 13 years. Like, I don't even know how Eminem or 50 Cent like got to there. It's like, oh my God. But I think that I used to care a lot also about like an amount of money. And to be honest, I care a lot less about a money thing and I care a lot more about just taking care of my family. And, you know, I just have high standards for what that means, right? So I I don't, you know, me personally as a married man, yeah, I know it's 2026 and I agree that women are equal to men, but I don't think my wife should have to work. If she want to work, great, but she shouldn't have to work. I think that as a man, you're not a man if your wife has to work.
Agreed.
So my legacy is more like, did I take care of her? Did I take care of my kids? And I think now, bro, like with you guys, like I have this responsibility. Like I really am like, wow, like I really want my clients to like, I really want to change their lives a lot. And I also used to have like, I used to want just like kind of a solopreneur business where it was just me. I definitely don't want that, right? I actually want a team, right? It doesn't have to be a big team, but it's like when you become successful and you generate revenue, like that trickle down, your clients, your team, your family, and it's like, man, the more money I make, the more I'll impact other people. And so, do I want to be known as the best, the greatest? It's so objective, it's so subjective and arbitrary. But maybe a few people, maybe El Marquee will be like, dude, Lee Litvin, Leezy the Gifted, like he made the biggest impact on my life, right? Maybe Corey, maybe my brother Gabe, maybe my wife will be like, oh yeah, like he left the biggest impact. So I'd rather leave a deep impact with a few people than a shallow impact with millions of people. So that's what I want to be remembered for.
You're definitely. I mean, absolutely doing that. Like this, I told you before, but like this has been like the greatest decision I made for my music business. Like being able just to like humble myself and not only hire a coach, but hiring you specifically, I think was a really good decision just because like you obviously you care so much about your clients. You care so much. Even just seeing it in person is one. I've already seen it online, but like even now being in person with you, 3 days now.
Yeah.
Like I see how much you go above and beyond to over deliver for people because it's not for a money thing. Like you genuinely care. So you're living that legacy in real time, and that's absolutely what you're going to be remembered as.
Yeah, bro. I appreciate you.
100.
Trying not to cry. Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
No, that's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Good.
3, 2, 1, cut.